show you what's going on. I had to go through here and do something with the phone. It was wanting to use the camera when I wanted to use it. Most of it's still good. A lot of it went bad. I got a cold spell, and twice the frost had come on. I covered them up. I used my dog food bags. Right here, I got them under the wipers of my truck here. And I lost a lot of tomatoes. One, I can either start over, and I don't think some of these are going to make it. So, I don't know what to do. I'm thinking I could go to Walmart and get all new seeds and start over. The weather's been kind of crazy, so I don't know. Or I was thinking about getting on Johnny's and ordering some determinate tomato seeds to where they only get so big. I don't want to chase no 20-foot vine. And you know, last year in my spot over here, what happened was they're getting so big, and you know, they kind of bent over. Did good for the spot, but this year I'm going to try to use this spot right here, line them up so I can look at them better. And then yesterday I went down here and planted seedless watermelons, my pumpkins. I got corn coming up. I planted more corn, and then I planted the corn with the Kentucky beans, and I planted some okra. Now the okra is supposed to be planted a little bit later, and I'll have to get a pollinator for my seedless watermelons. So that's something with seedless watermelons, you got to have a pollinator if it'll come up. You know, the dogs are down there. I don't know, man, the dogs are getting on my nerves a little bit, but we're down to 3 dogs. I guess Blackie's ran off, and the neighbor said he seen it down here on the road along with Brownie. So we got Tank, Brunt, and Sissy left. So we're down to that many. Right there, Sissy. She's a sweetheart, but you know, she's kind of chewing everything up right now. We had to go back up here and put her no trespassing sign back up. I had to make a new sign. And I got a piece of metal right here for the other sign, like this one, that I'm going to put right here so you can see better. But not a big deal. You know, I found some trash down here that didn't belong to me. So, don't really want that going on. That's why I kind of just tell people don't want them coming down here. And the property owner, you know. If he sees somebody down there doing something, he'd blame me or something, which he wouldn't. I talk to him a lot, and he's good with everything I do down here. This is basically mine, and that's the way I run it. Anywho, we still got some gravel to clean up over here. The driveway's decent, but our spot right here, you know, last year we had our tomato plants here. They didn't do good in the shade. These did all right. You know, I'm not going to complain. I probably got maybe 20 tomatoes I could have ate. You know, just having trouble finishing. I started late in the year, which last year I didn't grow, or the year before that I didn't grow. And then the year before that, you know, I just did some herbs and stuff like that, basil, thyme. Tried a couple tomato plants. They got a couple tomatoes. I'm not really getting great results. And then the last time I dug up our pepper plants, they were looking okay. The stalks were still green, but they ain't trying to grow none. And then it froze is what happened. I looked at my weather app, and that's what killed them tomato plants out. It wasn't the frost. I had them covered. It froze. And then last year, right here, we had a freaking groundhog. You know, he was coming up here eating. We came out with a handful of stuff. The peppers last year did good. Now, if these pepper plants die, I might actually buy a couple more. Kind of expensive. $10. a piece. But, you know, I know why. It's hard to get pepper plants going. Last year I didn't do good whatsoever trying to grow some seeds. I've got some going from atomicpepperseeds.com, but with this weather, and, you know, still got quite a few plants. I might try to separate those and just put it at singles so they're not crowded. And I think that compost kind of burn them up. But I'm hoping that I can get some Johnny's tomato plants. I'm just going to put tomato plants through here this year. Better spot, full sun. Do a determinate tomato plant. That way it's only going to get so big. And there's not all that maintenance with pulling the suckers off and all that. You just let them go. They get about 5 foot tall, maybe 6 foot. That's good. I can do that. And then I've got all of our other stuff planted right down through there. And it looks like they're coming up. And then I've seen like 2 or 3 sprouts of some corn coming up. Now the dogs have been trying to get over in there pretty hard. Actually, I'll take you down here and see if we can see some of those other plants that we've put out. It's a struggle this year, man. Last year, like, the leaves fell off the trees first, second week of October. And it came on really hard. And then the year before that, the leaves were like 2 weeks into November before they fell off the trees. There's a lot of trash over here. Look over my mess. The dogs have been tearing stuff up. Can't blame the animals for being animals. I still love them. But right here, yeah, right here, you can see right there's a stick of corn. Right here at my finger. Yeah, right there. It's starting to come up. And I've seen a couple more up through here trying to come up. Now this corn over here that I planted and all the other stuff, I don't know if it's going to come up. Especially that cauliflower. It's kind of like a weak looking little succulent stem. I don't know if it's going to come up. And then I planted some onions and stuff like that in a nice couple rows. Haven't seen nothing come up. You can see the dogs try to dig up a little bit here and there. And then over here, I've got everything else planted that I wanted to do. It's coming up little bits at a time. You can see some of it's trying to come up here. Right there in that little bare spot. Now I just went all the way down through there and just lined the road. You know, something's got to be better than nothing. All I'm asking for is a handful of stuff. But I went down there at the lower end, down this way, and put 4 more rows of corn, planted the peas with corn, 2 different varieties of pumpkins, and watermelon, but I got to get a pollinator for the watermelon. We'll see how it goes. Now, I'm not going to water. I ain't going to do nothing like that. Right here in this valley, the water kind of stays heavy. So I put the corn down through that way. And then I put some okra out too. Now the okra is supposed to be in May, but it's late April. You know, 2 weeks into April right now. So we're going to see. I know I got a little bit of corn coming out. How good it does, we're going to find out. I guess they're just going to have to start over on our tomato plants. And I'm probably going to go determinate. And then I got some of those left. And then I put some out over here that were left over in the ground, and they did all right. You know, they actually tried to come up a little bit. I'm always hoping for pumpkins because I like to set a few pumpkins out for decorations. It's cheaper for a pack of seeds than it is to whatever. I don't have luck on pulling pumpkins out of a cup or nothing like that. If you disturb the roots on those, it kills them. I do know that for so many times before. But right here's one. Here's a tomato that we set out, and right here's another one. There's a couple in there actually, but I'm trying to keep it from getting killed, so I'm gonna cover them back up. So we still got some tomatoes, but you may have to water some of these. Right there's another one, right there's another one. So, and we got one down here. I don't think that's a tomato plant, but we got a few set out. I'm hoping to do good, but I'm thinking I'm just going to get some determinate tomato plants and try to do a couple rows. I'd like to say, like to have a little more than I had last year, and I kind of overplant for the animals because you can see they're right on my heel, so wherever I go they try to go back and inspect. Not a big deal. Old Tank, he's a big old softy, and that little runt, she's a sweetheart. You can see right there. Them babies ain't doing. Get down, baby. Get down. Get down. Get down. Wish me luck.